Hey guys, Scott with Heritage Farms. Well, today, Sunday afternoon, the cold front has came through. You can see it is dark, cloudy day. Cold here, man. The wind is blowing out of the north. Tonight's gonna get down to freezing. Maybe feel like temperatures in the 20s tomorrow morning. So no work at the farm today. So we're back at the corporate offices and we are back on my nemesis, my arch evil love-hate relationship I have. So this is my Polaris 2015 Sportsman 570 four-wheeler. Bought it brand new. And I'm just gonna tell you guys, from day one, I've been disappointed with it. It has given us nothing but trouble. It's had overheating problems. It's had just all kinds of issues. It just hasn't ran well. It's been in and out of the shop like 3 different times. I'm just really just disappointed in it. That's all I can say. And it really tainted me because I really would have thought I would have bought a Polaris Ranger, you know, for a side-by-side, but I went with the Kubota just because of all the problems I've had with this 570. So Polaris, if you're listening, man, one bad vehicle can ruin your future purchases. And let me tell you what, this has been a bad one. I just haven't, I just can't say this. You know, I've got another video out there posting some of the reviews on this and the problems I've had, but I just keep thinking, well, maybe it's me. Maybe I got a bad one. I mean, little things like where they put the battery location, which look at this. I mean, it's down here underneath all of the frame and down here by the engine, virtually impossible to get to. Why wouldn't you have that underneath the back seat? I mean, come on, Polaris. What in the hell are you thinking? Oh, excuse me. Sorry. I mean, look how easy it would have been to put the battery back somewhere back in here. Look at this. This area right here is almost big enough for the battery, but once again, I digress. I mean, just little things like this, but let me show you what it's doing right now. So it'll crank, and if you listen, it acts like it's gonna run. But just wait a second, you'll see what I'm talking about. You think, huh, everything's good, everything's great, awesome. Let's see what's gonna happen. And then this thing's gonna die. It just happens nearly all the time. There you go, just like that. And if I would have given it any gas at all, it would have instantly died. So I don't know, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, asking around. I feel like it may be a fuel pump. It's almost like the exact same problem we were having with the New Holland tractor. You know, it was just starving for fuel, couldn't get it started. So, all right guys, so this is what we're gonna do today. I think I'm gonna pull off all of this plastic, which what a pain in the you-know-what to take all of this plastic off, because in the wisdom of Polaris, guess where they put the fuel filter? The fuel filter is in the bottom of the gas tank on the fuel pump. So I really hate it when companies put fuel pumps inside of gas tanks. I don't know, I'm not a fan. Call me old school, give me a small block Chevy with the fuel pump mounted on the outside, and a working man can actually fix that. So all of this has got to come off. All of this has got to come off to get to the gas tank so that we can take the fuel pump and fuel filter out of it. So what kind of people put a fuel filter in the bottom of a gas tank? And that's the only fuel filter on this whole vehicle. So either I got a stopped up fuel filter at the bottom of the gas tank on the fuel pump, or the fuel pump itself is bad. Looking at the number of videos on YouTube about fuel pumps and the availability of them online tells me Polaris has an issue here. So this is what I'm doing, guys. And I've had this view of wisdom. And the best thing is I got sign off from the CFO of Heritage Farms. She said, and I quote, "Sell that thing and buy a Honda." So you know what? There may be a Honda Rancher in our near future if I can get this one running. If I can get it running and sell it, it'll be a good vehicle from somebody. I mean, it has no hours on it. It has like 320 hours or something, so it's practically brand new. But you know, I've mentioned this before. I'm a part-time guy, and when I show up at the farm, Stuff has got to work. I have zero tolerance, zero time for equipment issues and having malfunctions. More importantly, this thing's left me stranded before. And if I'm out in the middle of a pasture somewhere, I need to get home. I need to get where I'm going and get back. So once again, it's the right vehicle for somebody. It's just not the right one for me. So, but you know, I kind of like having a four-wheeler in addition to a side-by-side. The side-by-side Kubota, I just can't speak highly enough about it, how utilitarian it is. But there's some places in the woods and when I'm checking fence rows that a four-wheeler can go that side-by-side can't. There's also times I just want to trail ride, and you know, if it's me by myself, I like the maneuverability of a four-wheeler. There's a lot to be said for it, but you know what? I'd rather have a Honda Rancher, have that dependability, versus this Polaris, which has been nothing but a thorn in my side. So hey, Polaris, if you're watching or listening, why don't you do something to change my mind? Why don't you give me a free pass and take this over to the local dealership and fix it? Because where I'm sitting, it's just inconsistently bad. So hey, sorry to dog a company or anything like that. Maybe I just got a lemon, but I tell you what, there's an old saying, the proof is in the pudding, and we don't abuse these things. We do work them, but come on, guys. Too many issues. More to follow. Okay, guys. Well, here it is, Sunday afternoon. I don't know about you guys, but when I work on something, I absolutely cannot work on it if it's dirty. It just bothers me if something is not clean, if it's dirty and nasty. So even though it's like freezing here today and cold as can be, I just couldn't work on this Polaris in the condition it was in. There was so much mud and cow mess and telephone Texas all over it. I just had to stay on it. So what have I done? Well, we removed the seat. We removed the front plastic portion. We removed the side panels and the front middle section and the heat shield. And why did we do that? So that we could get up here and start working on this thing. I believe this is the culprit. You guys saw earlier how it was running and spitting and sputtering. Well, this right here is the actual fuel pump. This is your line that goes to the engine that feeds it. This right here is your sensors, tells you what the gas level is, all of that good stuff. But anyway, this guy right here is the culprit, I believe. And I believe that just because some other videos down here, also because down here at the very bottom is where the actual fuel filter is inside of the tank. How easy would it have been to have an external fuel filter somewhere up here underneath the engine? I don't know, Polaris. Fuel filter in the tank. I know. A lot of companies do that. That's very modern, very hip. But once again, no bueno on repairs. So I think I'm gonna bite the bullet and order a replacement fuel pump kit. Roll the dice, because my thought is at this point, if I take it to the dealership, they're going to charge me $300-400 plus parts, so I won't get out of the dealership for less than $1,000. That's just the way dealerships operate. So just like the New Holland tractor that we fixed for a $100 bill, I'm hoping if I throw $100 at this, I can get it running. And then she may be out of here, and we may get us a Honda Rancher 4x4, electric power steering, independent rear suspension. Basically the same setup as this one, but a Honda with reliability. Because unfortunately, this is just my experience, and the views and opinions are those of Scott with Heritage Farms and do not reflect the general public. How's that for a disclaimer? But anyway, my experience has not been a good one. So, hey, it is what it is. It's like Ford or Chevy. You either love one or hate the other, or love one and despise the other. I don't know, but I really thought Polaris was the answer. Hey, I will give them credit though. When this thing runs, it is a beast. It will hang the rear end out, spin the tires, it will pop wheelies, it'll go across just about any creek you put in front of it. This machine has more torque and power than you can imagine. And that's why I bought it. I mean, this thing, I've had it up to 60 miles an hour before. This thing will absolutely scream. But you know what? I need something that works. I need something that works at the farm. So that's what we're doing. What do you think? I think that's gonna be a problem. I'm scared to death that to get this actual fuel pump out, I'm gonna have to remove the handlebars. That's my biggest fear. I hope that's not the case. More to follow though. I'm a little worried about how to get that fuel pump out given the clearance right here. But we'll see. Maybe they made a big wide neck on there for a reason. All right guys, more to follow. Just wanted to give you an update. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. So once again, to recap, it'll start sometimes, but when it starts, it'll barely idle. It will not idle for more than 1 minute and it dies. If you give it gas while it is idling, it dies. You know, I would say that there is maybe something wrong with the fuel, but as a disclaimer, I learned about ethanol-free fuel at the Walmart we have here locally, and also there's a Buc-ee's that sells ethanol-free fuel, and I've pretty much only burned ethanol-free fuel in this vehicle since day one. So we've had really good gas in this. Not only that, but I put Seafoam in it from time to time, basically at the beginning of every winter and then also in the spring, just to help keep the fuel that's in there safe since we only drive it on the weekends. But I really don't think I have a fuel problem. I think I have a fuel delivery problem. And we'll see what happens. But all right, there she is. She's gutted, she's stripped, and she's in pieces. Hey, on a positive note, my other daughter that got married a while back, they bought a house and they're gonna move in over the Christmas holidays. What a blessing that is. So my garage is full of dining room stuff, Christmas trees. They're starting to accumulate gas grills, patio furniture, all of that stuff newlyweds accumulate when they move into their first house. So excited for them. What a blessing. Glory be to God for everything that he's done. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts. Am I on the right track? Is this what you would do? Change the fuel pump? As a disclaimer, I've already went through the air filter, put a new air filter on it, charged the battery. I've done all the obvious stuff, man. It's gotta be something like that. It's either gonna be a throttle sensor, or it's going to be the fuel pump itself. And everything I read and see on YouTube, it's the fuel pump. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Leave me a thumbs up, comment. I'll come check out your channel. Appreciate it.